Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm sharing with you the penultimate of my 2025 opening beauty inventories. I've done perfume and hair care so far, and today is the big one. It is the makeup inventory. So I still have skincare to go, which is quite a big one as well, but makeup is the hefty one. The first part of the video will be the inventory update. Second part of the video, I'll talk you through what goals I'm setting for my makeup usage in 2025. And yeah, this is the big one, so no more rambling, let's just get straight on into the figures. Starting off with the base product categories. So for face primers, I have 13 of those worth $331.22. For foundations, I have 10 worth $270.99. Corrector, I have that category down to just one worth $12. Concealers, I have 4 of those worth $86. For face powder, I have 10. They are worth $392.50. And for setting sprays, I have 2 worth $57. On to cheek products, I have 3 contours. They are worth $83.50. I have 5 bronzers worth $68.16. Blushes, where it starts getting out of hand, I have 55 blushes. They are worth $1,159.44. And for highlights, I have 20 altogether. They are worth $612.80. On to eye products. For eyeshadow primers, I have 5 of those worth $133. Eyeshadow crayons, I have 8 of those worth $273. Eyeshadow singles, I have 46 of those. They are worth $762.06. For small eyeshadow palettes, so that's anything from 2 to 5 shades within the palette, I have 8 of those worth $426.90. For large eyeshadow palettes, which I count as anything with 6 or more shadows in it, I have got a total of 43 palettes worth $1,928.73. For eyeliners, I have 49 of them. They are worth $959.01. Mascaras, I have 14 of those. They are worth $244.27. And then for my eyebrow products, I have just put everything into one brow product category, so like pencils, powders, gels, everything here is just in my brow product category. And there are 16 items in total in there, worth $339.67. Moving on to lip products. For lip balms and primers, I have 15 of those. They are worth $284.50. Lip liners, I have 64 of those, worth $1,058.58. Lipsticks, which are my biggest category, I have 104 and they are worth $3,056.05. Liquid lipsticks, I have 19 of those, worth $299.38. Lip gloss, I'm opening with 8 of those, worth $199.22. And then I have this other category at the end that's just a kind of catch-all, so I've got face palettes in there, and then I've also got like glitters and a freckle pen and things that just don't really kind of sit anywhere else. And in that category I have 10 items worth $344.47. So in total, my 2025 opening value for my makeup inventory is $13,384.45, and my total quantity is 534 items. Obviously, there's still a lot there. It is a huge improvement from where I was when I first started, like tracking my usage, tracking what I was buying, keeping, you know, on top of it, or trying to, not so much keeping on top of it, but trying to get on top of it. We are miles away from where we were. My shopping habits are totally different. It's absolutely going in the right direction, but it still is my largest category. It's the thing that I am most attracted to. It's the most exciting. And it's obviously the thing that I go through at the slowest pace as well. You know, things like skincare and hair care, they're more functional. You're going to go through them because they're going to serve a purpose. Whereas, you know, when you've got 104 lipsticks, you could wear a different lipstick every single day of the year and you would only use most of them 3 times and a handful of them you would use 4 times, so you're not going to finish any individual lipstick using it 4 times within a year. So it is the inventory that moves the most slowly. However, I have set some goals because I think there are still some categories that I could be getting kind of under control. I think at this point I've sort of accepted for the colour categories it's probably not going to ever diminish through usage. It will be mainly through decluttering. I do purchase so much less than I ever used to, so I feel like as things get decluttered I don't bring in anything like the same volume, and in time as things go off and get decluttered in that way, I think it will naturally will start to come down to probably a much more realistic and manageable amount. But I'm also not going to declutter things until it is time for them to go, you know, because they've gone off, or if I have just completely fallen out of love with them. So I'm not really setting like decluttering goals or any real usage goals on my colour categories, but I am setting some goals. The first category that I am setting a goal on is face primer. I am opening with 13 and my goal is to get that down to 9. So most of these categories are double figures that I'm trying to get down either to single figures or to like lower double figures. That doesn't sound very impressive, does it? But anyway, so opening with 13 primers, my goal is to try and get that to 9 by the end of the year. For foundations, I'm opening with 10. And again, I just want to get that down to a single figure amount. I want to get that down to 9. I used a lot of foundations up last year. I think I actually reduced by 9 foundations last year. So I did a lot of work in my foundations. But I am sort of sneakily hoping that I'm going to get rid of more than one this year. I feel like I think like my newest foundation I got over a year ago now. I got it at Christmas, not just past but Christmas before. But that is sort of markedly the newest foundation that I own. Everything else I've had for a while, so I don't have anything that is particularly full. So I am actually hoping that foundation might come down a little bit more, but my main goal is just let's get it into single figures and go from there. Future me here, this is a load of rubbish. I got a foundation in July last year, but the reason I've forgotten about it when I've been saying this is that it was in my fake tan shade. So it doesn't really sit with the rest of my foundations, it sits in with fake tan related products. That's why it's just gone completely out of my head when I was saying this, but in case anyone did watch that whole video and is like, you're talking nonsense, yeah, I was talking nonsense. For powder, same goal, I'm opening with 10. I want to get it down to 9, so just reducing by 1. Hopefully that will be doable and we'll get it down to a single figure number. Then for mascaras, I'm opening with 14. My goal is to try and get that down to 10. So using up 1 per quarter, hopefully should be realistic. I think there are some mascaras that I am going to probably declutter rather than use up. I am somebody who smudges their mascara. I need to use tubing mascaras. So I've got a handful of mascaras that are just not really worth the faff of like layering them up and layering a tubing mascara over the top of them. So I'm hoping again that might actually come down by more than the goal, but the goal is to get it from 14 to 10 and I will be happy if I achieve that. Lip balms and primers, I am opening with 15 in total and I would like to get that down to 12. It's one of those products that I just move between. I don't really stick to one to get it finished. That's probably where the issue comes in. But I'm thinking if I have one on my desk at work and one that I'm using at home, hopefully I can finish at least 2 and ideally a third one and get it down to the 12. That would be very nice, and then next year's goal could be to get it to single figures and so on and so forth. So the goal is to reduce by 3. Really hoping that we can do that. I have set some total overall goals. For my quantity, I'm opening with 534 items in my makeup inventory in 2025 and I would like to get that down to 499. So that would be a reduction of 35. In terms of the goals that I have set, I want to reduce by 4 face primers, 1 foundation, 1 powder, 4 mascaras and 3 lip balms and primers. So in total that is 13 items. So I am saying then that I'm trying to finish another 22 items. So that is probably quite a lot because as I say, makeup is the slowest moving category in terms of usage. Probably it will be more achieved through declutters, but I'm hoping 22 like should be something I can achieve over and above the goals that I've set on specific categories, either through finishing extra things in those sort of base products and like foundations. As I was saying, I'm actually hoping to reduce by more than just the one that I've set goal wise, but I feel like if I was to say I finished an extra 2 foundations and got that down to 20, if I was then saying that's decluttering 5 items per quarter, I think that's probably something I could do without feeling like I was getting rid of things for the sheer sake of it. So I'm hoping that's a realistic reduction. And then I've also set a value goal. So again, I'm trying to get from 534 to 499 quantity. So it's about bringing it down to start with that new starting figure. I'm only trying to get 1 underneath it. But yeah, I want it to start with a 4 by the end of the year. And I'm setting a very similar goal for the value. Opening value is $13,384.45, and I am aiming to get that down to a value of $12,999. So that is a reduction of $385.45. I'm hoping that should be realistic across. If I was to be reducing by 35 items, like basically if every item was worth just over $10, I would get that. So as long as we do the quantity, I think the value should follow, and that is why I've mainly set quantity goals this year, because I'm finding the two go hand in hand. You know, the more you use up quantity wise, the value does follow versus prioritising the value as much. But I would like to see that figure go down to the next bracket and start with a 12 instead of a 13. So I am setting that goal, but I'm hoping that I won't actually have to be focusing too much on it, and it'll happen organically as a byproduct of the quantity goals. So that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are aiming to reduce categories in your life this year, whether it's makeup, skincare, or not beauty products at all, you know, maybe it's shoes, bags, clothes, whatever, let me know down below what goals you're setting and what your habits that you're aiming to put in place to achieve your goals are. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!